War is eternal. As inevitable as the grave. The old world, the rotting corpse within. Some fools think it worth saving. But there are beings who wish to bring about an eternal night. I am a bearer of lore to those with such power. Vampire counts of the von Carstein bloodline. My master, Manfred, has returned from the dead once more. He marches on the von Carstein ancestral pile of Castle Dragonhof. For I have brought him ill news that a master necromancer has claimed the fortress as his own. Manfred must retake his ancient stronghold, and either destroy the usurper within, or bind him to his will.
Feeble lich, come hence from mine fortress, and kneel before thy lord. Drakenhof stones are bound by mortar of mine own blood, while yours shall be sprayed across the battlefield as I wrench the head from thine shoulders.
Your forces begin their
Hey guys,
attack, my lord.
welcome to another video.
Speak for yourself.
This time I'm doing Warhammer Total War. It's a very interesting game. It just came out, and I've noticed online a lot of people are complaining about not being able to access the game because of server issues and other things. I guess I'm one of the lucky ones. I haven't had that problem. However, I discourage people from giving a negative or bad review just because of an initial problem. The game isn't bad. Trust me, I've played a little bit of it now to realize that the game is actually pretty decent. I like it. There are a few downfalls to this game. The one thing I noticed is when you pick your race in the campaign, you'll notice on the left it says you can only conquer this race's cities and this race's cities. I find that a huge disappointment. I've been playing Total War forever, since Rome, and I have to admit that the one thing I liked about it was that no one was off limits. I could just start annihilating everyone and just laugh at them as they struggle to, keep themselves alive. This limits you, and I really dislike this mechanic so far. Hopefully, I won't find it so limiting after I get further into the campaign. However, now I really dislike being caged in to my strategies. I'm one of the types that just likes to burn everything and pretty much exert my dominance all across the map. The vampire campaign seems pretty cool. I mean, the art, the storyline, just the total immersion into the vampire world is awesome. I love it. It's very artistic. They definitely dive right into the Warhammer universe and just go with it. Unlike other games in Total War, you'll notice that units, when they attack an area. They don't really single anyone out. I mean, I've seen it, but there's no one-on-one fights like in Shogun Total War. There's no kind of artsy little 1v1 fights anymore. I was a big fan of that, and I've got a pretty decent computer to where, I could do 100% and it wouldn't affect my performance. I really enjoyed that about the game because sometimes, instead of just watching my units run across the map killing everybody, I like to take a break, sit down and watch one unit just slaughter someone else.
Dance macabre.
The other thing that I hope they do, and that I've gotten in every Total War game so far, is the Blood DLC. I can't imagine how good this DLC is going to be if and when they bring it out for Total War Warhammer, because you just have so much to run with. You got green blood, you got whatever the vampires are made of. It's going to be awesome. And I've been a big fan of it. It gives more realism. And yeah, they can't do it straight away because, they got to keep the ratings. But in the future, the blood makes it so badass. It really does. So hopefully we get to see some improvements on that and what they're going to do next. I haven't played the Chaos yet. I've only played the Vampire. I know the Chaos is more of a roamy type where they just go around destroying everything and kind of giving their territories to someone else. I never really liked that. I was the type of guy in Attila to not play Attila. So we'll see what happens here. I'm going to try them. I'm probably going to do horrible. We'll see what happens. But the big thing to bring away from this game is that they took Warhammer Universe and they ran with it. Very artsy. The graphics are pretty good. Can't wait to see some Blood DLC. And I hope, actually, it's not even a hope, we're not going to change the fighting mechanics. It's going to be 1 unit versus 15 each time they make an attack. Except for the smaller ones, I have seen where where 1 unit will pick on just another unit and attack. So I guess it's mainly just the big units that hit the area. But I just never really liked the thought of one dude just steamrolling a whole unit and that's the end. But we'll see. One thing I've noticed that in all the trailers, every battle seems like it's just a slaughter. Everyone's pretty much dead at the end of it, and you've got like 1 or 2 units left. I haven't had just a total slaughter yet, so we'll see, how that is going to affect gameplay. Because no one wants to go into battle, lose 90% of the units, and wait 5 turns to get their armies back up and running. So hopefully, unlike in the trailers and what Total War has shown us in their YouTube videos, hopefully that isn't as much of a mechanic anymore, and that is kind of traditional with the other Total Wars in that usually when you win a fight it's not always a Pyrrhic victory where everyone freaking dies. Hopefully, you'll have a good advantage. So we'll see. This is my review of the game so far. I've only played a couple hours of it. So far, I really enjoy the mechanics of the game. The only things I have to say negative about the game are, one, the problem with people getting onto the game right now. I hope that's just a mechanic that they didn't think about and that they'll fix soon enough. Other than that, I dislike that, you got one big freaking unit just destroying everybody, and the smaller units don't really do 1v1 fights anymore. It's more of just, I'm going to do damage to your unit. Someone's eventually going to die, and we'll see who wins in the end. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I'll have more videos later, and we'll see you next time.
My enemies are wrong. What? Attack the mortals! Mortals quail!
The enemy general shows himself. Then Kruger joins the battle. He fights amidst his mounted troops.
We surpass Nagash!
is won, my lord von Carstein. The enemy servants of that pretender are driven from your castle. Victory!
Thy cure is dead.